Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Andrew Davis. Obviously, I got my good friend Keenan here, and we are supposed to be talking about wrestling tonight, but there's nothing fucking going on with wrestling right now. There's like one thing that happened this week. So we're gonna be talking about the A team instead.
Mecca,
A team.
Mecca, acknowledge me. Acknowledge me. I don't know. If you have kids, you want to fucking get on the fucking Roman Reigns. Like, dude, you are a fucking grown ass man, dude. What is like if my son said that shit to me, I would spank his ass right there. Right there. I don't care who's watching. I don't care what the rules are nowadays. I would bend him over my knees and spank. I'll acknowledge you, motherfucker. And he says that to The Rock. Like, how does The Rock even acknowledge? That's all that happened. I saw the promo and I watched it on YouTube. I didn't watch, like, I can't imagine watching an entire Raw and all you get is fucking. So yeah, acknowledge.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Now you got to win the first night for the bloodline not to be involved. Like, that right there would have been when Roman Reigns says, acknowledge me, and The Rock says, yeah, I'll acknowledge you, motherfucker. Boom, smack the shit out of him. You're acknowledged. You can still be the champ until I need you not to be. Then he goes face Cody. Now you Cody Crybaby. That I just gave you the lineup. Then the Cody Crybabies be like, well, we got Cody for the fucking WrestleMania. But they're not going to do that. For some reason, we're going to have to get broken-ass Seth Rollins. And that poor guy, he could barely fucking rock. And we're going to make him do two matches. One is a tag team, and another one against does he have to face? Who's he got to face? Joe McIntyre, right?
Yeah, Drew McIntyre.
So he's got to face The Rock and Roman Reigns one night, and then the next night, let's face the big ass Drew McIntyre. No problem.
Unless they do this, the following, right? They destroy Seth. And Mr. Senor Money in the Bank cashes in on night one of WrestleMania. Come on, tell me you don't want that.
I don't care. That's a good. Wait. But it's a good fucking out. I give you that's good writing. You just get that's good writing on the first night. Homeboys all laid out, but then Cody wouldn't step up for him like the night before. Like that night, like at the end of the match, if Mr. Money in the Bank catches him, like Cody wouldn't be like, no, you're not gonna. No, I got your back, Seth. You have my back. I got your back. Or maybe Cody couldn't stop and say, you got to get out there with the ref. Like it's a whole involved fucking. And you got to have the entrance with the music.
Can you hear me out on this?
I'm hearing you.
Incapacitates Cody. Think about it.
Okay.
It works. It sounds crazy, but now because what you're doing, Cody gets the belt off of Roman. SummerSlam, you have Dominic versus Cody.
But if they lay Cody out and Seth loses his belt, then the bloodline could do it, right? It's no DQ and the bloodline could do whatever they want. So then you keep the belt on Roman. You can have him fight the Rocks. I don't know, but I'm just saying, like, it feels like they're still trying to look for a way to like keep the belt on Roman for a minute and get this whole Rock and Roman thing out the way. Cause that is the logical fucking choice. You want Rock and Roman. They just waited too fucking long. Rock and Roman, and The Rock has to do the job for Roman. The Rock can't win. The Rock has to do the job for Roman.
I don't know. See, I don't know anymore. I had a guest on my show, Gordon Holmes. He does all like the Survivor interviews, and he's great. And he was a wrestler, obviously. So he gets to interview all the people from the TV show Survivor. Cool interview. We spoke about nothing what we were supposed to speak about. Fantastic interview because I was
Did y'all talk about the fucking A team? No, I'm fucking with you, man. Go ahead. My bad. I interrupted.
No. But we were talking about this, and it's just the idea, like, what the fuck do you do now with this? Like, because there's 13 different things you can do, but do we really need Roman versus Rock? Does Cody really need a belt anymore? Cody's over, man.
Cody doesn't need a belt.
Cody is the belt.
You can have doesn't need the belt because they never gave it to his dad, and that's been the whole fucking story. Like, how long are you gonna make him chase after the WWE? It's like his entire life has been chasing after the WWE title. God, and I hate fucking saying the WWE title. Oh, that's so damn stupid. I'm gonna be like the WWF Championship. You can't spend your entire life just chasing it. But who knows? I mean, they're gonna hit us with a fucking swerve. Like, that's how the wrestling game goes. They're gonna hit us with that fucking swerve. So expect the unexpected. No, but I mean, that fucking acknowledge me gets.
I mean, let me ask you a question. Then we get to the A-team. So I view wrestling very differently, where my objective is to be entertained, right? So even with Elimination Chamber, I was entertained, and I thought for $5 or $6, it was $6 well spent, right? If it was $40, it would have been bad. If WrestleMania was $60, it's a different expectation than $5. So WrestleMania is going to be 8 hours, give or take, for $5 for the month. My expectation went from here to here because we're talking about $5, everybody. I went to Starbucks today, and my frap and a cake pop cost me $7. That lasted me 30 minutes.
We're about to get canceled. I've never heard you say something more gay in my life. My frap and my cake pop cost me, like, dude, come on, lie to us and be like, my black coffee and my fucking plain cake donut cost.
My black coffee that I put my Kahlua in.
My Frappy and my dude, you've been at McDonald's. Like, I seriously, one time I was at McDonald's.
I'm sorry. Bring back the 90s. Please bring back the 90s.
Dude, I was literally at McDonald's one time, and we ordered the drink right. We said, hey, my ex-girl said, hey, can I get a vanilla frappe? The lady said, sure. One vanilla frappe. How the fuck are you gonna mispronounce it when we've just pronounced it properly for you? Like you're right. Like you're right.
It's all right. You can call me gay all you want. I know who I'm sleeping with, and I'm perfectly fine with that.
Sleeping with your left and your right. No, I'm joking. That's right.
I walked right into that purposely.
All I remember, as soon as you say what is that movie? Your best friends are your left and your right. I don't even know what movie it's from. I can't think. That's where we go too far into, like, the script I would have to write out for a fucking video with you. It has to be so deep. Like, okay, that's what I'm gonna say here, Mecca. Don't take me too far, because I won't be able to think of this movie if we go off this rail too much, my man. Let's get back to the fucking A-team. Let's get back to acknowledge me. Acknowledge me.
Better for everybody. So I've never seen the A-team before. I didn't know Liam Neeson and Bradley Cooper were in this movie. And Jessica. What were you saying? You froze.
You froze. You there? We're having some technical fucking. We need MacGyver to also come in and fix our.
Right.
I don't know what's going on.
So we watch the A-team. Where's that lady from?
Never had an issue before. I've restarted, and before this, I had a thing where it wouldn't find my microphone before.
God fucking damn it! This is so bad.
Oh my gosh! You want to restart?
We're just gonna go with it. We're going with it.
All right, I'm down to go with it, man. I don't give a shit. The comedies and the fuck ups. Who cares? If they're with us, they're with us. All right. So you've seen the TV show The A-Team before, right?
Of course. Who hasn't? It's great.
That's what I'm saying. So yeah, I just wanted to clarify. You said I haven't seen The A-Team before. You've seen the TV show. You just never saw the crappy movie?
I never saw the movie. I really
Saw it.
enjoyed the movie. Was it a great
Did you?
movie? No. Did I enjoy it? Yes.
That 2-hour movie, there's about 120 minutes in there that would have made a great flick. 120 minutes in that movie that would have been great. I stopped the movie at 1 hour after they got caught and they went to jail, and then they got out and Baracus got knocked out the first time. I stopped the movie and then fast forward till Baracus gets knocked out the last time as the African dude. It was a good movie without that middle fucking part. That middle, like, how are you gonna make a two? That's what killed this movie. 2 hours. They did pretty good on the casting. I liked all the casting. Did you like the cast? It was Rasheed Wallace, Rampage Rasheed. You know how stupid? And no, Rampage Jackson. Oh my God, it was Rampage Jackson. After I saw that, after we got off the thing, I thought of it, and I was like, mother, Quentin Rampage Jackson was B.A. Baracus.
So I again, it should not have been 2 hours. It should have been an hour and 30 minutes, 90 minutes. Just give me A-team action, give me A-team comedy, give me some wittiness in there, and you got a great movie. You got Bradley Cooper, you got Liam Neeson in there, you got a bunch of great people in there. So why not? This is what should have been done. You didn't need 30 minutes. I mean, not to get distracted. Have you seen Killers Under the Flower Moon?
Yeah. The new Martin Scorsese, Robert De Niro, and
shot, right? Beautifully shot, cool concept. A little bit confusing, to be honest. Fucking long.
I thought I could tell Leonardo DiCaprio was gonna be a dick, but I thought he was gonna have a saving grace in there somewhere. I thought there was gonna be like one moment where he's like, I did it, but he just kept killing motherfuckers. Just kept being like.
Now, I also thought the Wolf of Wall Street. I can't speak today. Was long too. So my point is that this movie was too long. This movie was way too long.
The Wolf of Wall Street, there was drugs and nudity. So
did you read the book? Did you read the book? Because the book was great.
No, I don't read fucking books. What are you talking? That's a bigger waste of time than watching Monday Night Raw every week. Did you read the book?
Bro, listen to the book.
Yeah, I know. I might listen. But back when it came out, Audible wasn't like a thing yet for me. Like, it was out there, but I hadn't. Amazon was still only delivering books at that time. Whenever that shit first came out, like, I wasn't gonna order it.
Great company, man. Great company.
Yeah, no. To quit giving your stock advice on our entertainment podcast. We're trying to like bring knowledge into our shit.
I'm trying to get you rich. That's all I'm trying to do here.
I don't want to get
else. I just want to get you and me rich. That's all I want to do.
I want to get if I start making money off my shit at all, every time I go to all your advice. But until then, I'm on like a fixed income, like a mofo. I ain't even got. Like we talked about, like putting $100. Like, damn, where am I gonna get that extra $100? I kind of got it, but it's like that's such a. Anyways, I don't want to talk about my fans. Like, see, dude, this is off there.
The A-team, way better.
Yeah, let's get about the A-team. All right, so like I said, we didn't think about it, but Quentin Rampage, I thought he was a good BA Baracus. Some people complained about him at first. For his first role, he's a pretty good BA. I like the Mohawk. I like how. It was a good origin story, man. If they just would have taken out that whole little middle part, I'm telling you, it was like if you only watch that hour and a half of it, like you talked about, it's a tight little like extended cut of an A-team TV show. That's where they messed up.
Let me explain how I viewed it, right?
Yeah.
I kind of took them as like the G.I. Joes, right? Like genuinely, this is how I view the A-team. Is they're kind of a special operative team, and you know, in the TV show they're a little bit different, but you know, they're kind of like GI Joes, right? They're gonna get the mission done. You got a mission, you got something that's impossible to do, and you got to take care of it. Who do you call? And you call in specialists. Yes, and this is the A-team, and they're witty, they're fun, they're the type of people you want to have a beer with, and you want to be on the team, right? Don't you want to be on the A-team? Same thing with the Joes, right? GI Joes. You want to be on G.I. Joe because it seems cool what they're doing. And that's why I like the movies. That I'm like, man, this seems fun. And this is just special ops getting shit done. and having a good time doing it and being a team and let's go bang some shit out and let's go blow up a fucking building, man. Like, let's go do it.
I agree. All right, let me tell you a few of the things that I liked about it. Number one, the van popping back up. I love the new school van. That was a send back for me. I was a huge fan of that. I liked it showed you the origin of why BA is scared of flying. Like it never really told you like why is Baraka such a biatch about flying. Showed you the origin of that. I like that. I like they showed his name. That was some of the best part was it showed a lot of the origin of BA Baraka's Bosco. The reason why they call me BA is because Bosco is always a badass because they made with a name like Bosco, you got to be a badass. You know what I'm saying? Like it was like some boy named Sue type shit. The OG intro when they save Murdoch from the Murdoch. I said that weird. My bad. When they save him from the mental institution, they play the whole A-Team intro with the like Hummer and shit, and they pop out of the thing at him. I love that. And then let me see. Left BA. This what is it right there? What the fuck? Okay, but yeah, like I said, I left when there was with the hour. It was like 1 hour, and it was right at 1 hour when the BA was passed out from getting knocked out and being scared or some shit like that in the airplane, and then I could return with 28 minutes left in the movie, and I skipped all that shit in the middle, and that made it a really good movie. Quick, fast, to the point. I didn't have to waste a bunch of time. That general, the major dad, who that middle general shit did not matter at all. He did not matter. He was.
So let me tell you what I liked about it.
Yes, sir.
I like the fact that they did Iraq because I thought it was smart that they made it more modern. So I like the fact that they took the A-Team because we all know the A-Team from the 80s. You know, Mr. T, if you don't know the A-Team, I'm sorry. I didn't grow up in the 80s. I grew up, late 90s, early 2000s. But I love the A-Team from the 80s. I think it's fantastic. But I like the fact that they said, hey, we're going to bring this into the modern world. And it's a nice little touch because you're paying homage and respect to what's been done before, but you're bringing a new concept. And I thought it was a really nice touch, and it's a small touch, but they kind of dated it and said, cool, we're going to bring this into this new generation in the 21st century. Because what they did with Iraq was smart. So I like that. I like the fact that they played the captain and then the demotion. I thought was cool with Jessica Biel's character and then that shit. So that was, I like the blackmail stuff. And then I like that they broke out of prison. I like the fact that they all broke out of the Supermax prison. That was cool.
And then you stop the movie right there. They broke out of Supermax prison. Stop the movie. Fast forward to 28 minutes left, and you got a good movie. I'm telling you, man. That's what ruined them. They fucked up and put that whole thing in the middle, like thinking that general was dead. It did not matter. Him being alive did not matter. Just he's gone. Just he's gone. I like the movie when it came out, but it's because of those few things that we didn't see. Well, we won't see that version of the A-Team again. We probably won't see another A-Team movie again. I mean, they consider it a failure, even though it did make money. It didn't make enough money. Not enough for a sequel.
I mean, this is the question though. Is that so? I mean, I enjoyed it, but then again, my dad has a subscription to HBO Max, and so I didn't pay for it, like, and it entertained me for 2 hours. Like my life is like I'm complicated. And I deal with a lot of stress in my life, so for those 2 hours that I watched it, I'm like, alrighty, we got a fun movie here. Is it a good movie? No. Is it a good 2 hour spent? Yeah, I enjoyed myself, man. Like, I'm not gonna pretend like I had a good time watching this movie. And it's weird. I'm in a weird place right now, just personally, where I'm taking a step back from my business and I'm interjecting more entertainment and things that are just like action explosions. And that's what this was for me. Was it the best one? No. Did I enjoy it? Yeah. Did I think it was a waste of my time? No. It was a good use of my time. So
It wouldn't have been. The only reason I brought it up is because you said you liked the A-Team show. I was like, oh, did you see the A-Team movie? No, I was like, what the fuck? How'd you like the show? Like, I would never recommend it to somebody that never watched the show. I would never be like, you got to see the A-Team movie. Like, well, I've never seen. Like, you could. There's a good movie in there somewhere. The movie was in there. They missed the point and tried to keep you there.
there's no bumpy knuckles.
Another pause. I also watched. I don't know. Have you ever seen the 10 things you need to know about, or you didn't know about? A certain movie. I think it's called I think Minty Comedic Arts is the guy's name, or Minty is his name. It's from Australia.
I've seen things like that. Like I've
Minty
seen.
Comedic Arts.
What are you saying?
Well, I watched this guy. It's 10 things. I watched this guy. It's 10 things you didn't know, and he does all kinds of movies. But this is 10 things you didn't know about the A-Team. And I didn't write down all 10 things because a bunch of them are stupid. But these are 10 good things. It was almost a Sylvester Stallone movie, but he dropped out. And when it was yeah, but he never had enough to get any. But he would have been the Hannibal character. They would have, made him a little bit older. And this was way back in the early 90s, dude. This when there was the first iteration of it in the early 90s. They wanted to be a Sly Stallone vehicle. Then he dropped out. They took it to director John Singleton of Boys in the Hood. You ever seen Boys in the Hood?
I have not seen the movie. It's on my list.
You're so freaking white, bro. You're so freaking white. But they almost made it with John.
White, come on, man.
Hold on, wait.
Shut the fuck up.
Hold on, listen how good this could be. John Singleton will be the director. Mel Gibson as Hannibal. The Rock as B.A. Baracus. Christian Bale as the Face, and Jim Carrey as Murdoch. This is in the later 90s. So this is the Rock isn't a huge star yet.
This was before Walking Tall.
yeah, this is before Walking Tall. Then it went to Ice Cube. They wanted Ice Cube to be B.A. Baracus, but he said no to it. But when it was Ice Cube, it would have been Stifler, Deadpool, or Woody Harrelson as Murdoch, and Tom Cruise as Face. All the Hannibal types would have been stupid. They were all stupid. But yeah, Ryan Reynolds, Stifler from American Pie, or Woody Harrelson as the crazy guy.
Okay. Woody Harrelson would have been great.
Woody Harrelson would have been really good. The only problem is I'm not for sure they would have considered putting a bald man as Murdoch, even though it would have worked as hell. Because then you also have almost bald. You got two bald dudes. You can't have. It's like wearing a fedora. You can't have two bald dudes in a group, man. It's just the way it goes.
I've seen Woody Harrelson in Natural Born Killers. He was great in Zombieland. He was great in Curb Your Enthusiasm, and he was great in Planet of the Apes. And he was great in Game Changers. Woody Harrelson is the best of the best.
He is the best of the best, but it's not like you just named Curb Your Enthusiasm, but name me how many other things Woody Harrelson's been in with another bald man. He was in, Bill Murray was in
do not challenge me. Do not challenge me on Jesse the Cow.
I'm asking you.
Jesse the Cow, because Woody Harrelson was wrong. He was wrong on that issue, and I will defend that position. It's a great episode. It's a great episode, everybody. It's brilliant. Brilliant.
All I'm saying, there's not too many things that you put two bald. There's not too many things that you put two bald people together in. They're either wearing a wig or some shit or something that they never put. And Woody Harrelson wouldn't have worked as Murdoch. And then, like I said, they canceled the sequel. It's because it didn't make enough money for a sequel. If they would have made it a little bit shorter, cost a little bit less, we might have seen a sequel to it. Liam Neeson. Bradley Cooper made a great face. He's pretty and he's funny. It's like, damn. And then you get I don't really care about the District 9 guy as Murdoch, but he was still pretty fucking good. And I keep saying Murdoch as like I say it terribly every time. I don't know what's up with that. And I thought Rampage was pretty good as BA. I thought it was a good casting.
Again. I thought it was great. I enjoy Rampage Jackson. I enjoy seeing him on screen. I think he's decent. Bradley Cooper's Bradley Cooper. And also, I mean, I don't know how you view it, but I can't view Liam Neeson the same after Batman Begins, Ted, and Taken, because Liam Neeson is fantastic, and my point is that I thought he was great in this. I thought Bradley Cooper was great. I thought Rampage Jackson was great. I thought he was okay. I mean, given that, I wasn't expecting much from that role.
Yeah,
And then
you're taking Mr. T's play. He wants to be a great actor. Let's be honest, Mr. T was not a great actor. So taking his place, Rampage doesn't have to be that great an actor to beat out.
That's the thing, though, right? This is my position, right, about Mr. T. Yeah. I make the argument. WrestleMania 3, I think it was WrestleMania 1. Mr. T was there. You didn't need Muhammad Ali. You didn't need Liberace. You needed Mr. T.
Yeah. Mr. T wasn't in this movie because he didn't like the violence in this movie. In the TV show, there was all kinds of shooting, but nobody ever got shot. You never saw any blood. People got shot and you saw blood in this movie. That's why he didn't make a cameo. There was 2 other cameos. I think Face and Murdoch made a cameo. Hannibal couldn't make a cameo. George Papaya couldn't make a cameo because he had passed away in the late 90s, I think. I'm not for sure. But overall, I'm glad you liked it. I thought it was good. If you were a fan of the A-Team, it was a good movie. If you weren't a fan of the A-Team, they would have just made an hour and a half. It would have got some new Liam, like you said. And all these actors at the time were the biggest stars of the time. Liam Neeson was coming off of Taken. Bradley Cooper was coming off The Hangover. That guy was coming off the District 9. The Murdoch guy was coming off of District 9. Pretty good thing. And Rampage was a huge hit at the time because he had to put off a fight with Rasheed Wallace because of it, but he was a huge hit in the UFC even before that. So everybody was huge. For some reason, it just missed the mark. I think it was the link.
Isn't that interesting, though? Let's actually talk about that, because isn't it interesting what hits and what doesn't? I mean, I don't know how you feel, but I've had weird interviews where they have taken off like a rocket. And I've taken flyers and I had a feeling. So I interviewed this woman named Sasha Nakamoto, and I don't want to go too deep into it, but I had a feeling it was going to do okay. The thing took off like a fucking rocket, because every time somebody sees that interview, they're like, "Bro, how'd you do it? Like, how did you treat this in the way you did it?" And it's not technically my best interview, but it is one of my most successful things. And and I knew it was going to be a trippy interview. The point that I'm getting at is weird, where I put minimal effort into something and I thought about it and I had a great time during that interview. And then I wound up having a bunch of alcohol after it. So I don't really remember the rest of the day. That's not the point here. It was good. It's like right before 4th of July. It was fantastic. That whole 5 days was amazing. But not the point. But like, it's weird, right? When something hits and when something doesn't. Like Silver Linings Playlist or Playbook.
All right.
What?
We're back. I said it started breaking up for a minute.
What?
I was gonna because you were talking about demographics, and the worst part is What?
Oh no, I was letting you speak. I didn't say anything.
Oh, we were talking about demographics, and what's bad is I know the demographic of my channel, and it skews very, very, very male, very, very me.
I
All right.
wasn't even speaking about demographics. I was speaking about the idea of
Well,
it's
no.
interesting what hits and what doesn't. Where I've
And
had,
what I was
I've had,
saying is, hold on, real quick. We're breaking up.
I can't hear you. Why are you yelling at me? Are you there? Are you there? Oh no, I lost him. I've lost him. I'm devastated. Hi, he's back. Thank God. I got scared. Oh my God, what happened, man?
Nothing. You were telling your story and just started breaking up, dude, and then it just would not
I
come
was just
back.
speaking with this cute little anime chick that did really well on my show, and then we're talking about demographics of you being completely white mailed out. And I'm like, bro, like what the hell are we
No,
talking about? Like,
what I was saying was I got what you were saying about that but because we were talking about like sometimes you don't like you think something's not gonna do great, but then it does well. I unfortunately like I don't try to fight my demographic, but I notice like funny women don't do very well on my channel. Unfortunately, in living color shit does funny black people don't do well on my channel for some stupid fucking reason. I don't get I try to fight it like okay, I still try to
it's interesting, right? You say that Sasha Nakamoto should not have worked
right.
on my channel. My demographic is a certain way, but I just say fuck it because I take a different philosophy. My
Right.
philosophy is the following: is that I'm going to deliver my audience 150 interviews a year, give or take,
Right.
and 80% of them are my demographic. I'll take a flyer on the other 20, right? Because maybe it's 70-30, whatever the number is.
Right.
And I take a position where I'm like, I'm going to give you 70% of what my demographic is, but I also want to find what's the next big thing. And out of that 30 that I take a risk on, half of it bottoms out and fails completely.
Right.
But the other 15% of my audience is like, yeah, we like this. So
Digging it.
it's so interesting because there's plenty of movies that should not have worked. I'll give you a good example. Top Gun Maverick should not have worked. Top Gun Maverick worked like a fucking charm, man. That movie had everything against it. The patriotic message in America, not to get too political, that is not. That movie on paper should have bombed. The
Yeah.
fact that it became like one of the fifth best movie in the box office ever? Are you fucking kidding me? Boy, did Tom Cruise bet big on that. He was the guy who delayed it. Said, no, this is a theater movie. This ain't a streaming movie. This is a theater movie. And he was right.
He
So you
was.
gotta give credit where credit is deserved. My point is that about the A-Team, why this brings back to this, is that on paper, this movie should have fucking killed it.
Yeah.
But it didn't. And that's what's so fascinating. I'm perplexed and I'm curious as an individual why you had on paper the answer, but in practicality, it failed.
Well, yeah, and they didn't have the answer because this movie, like, we went through like all this movie went through development since like the early 90s. So it was that for some reason they just couldn't get it together. Maybe it's because there was so much time. I mean, it was big in the 80s, and then there's so much time in between. I mean, how many people are there out there that really enjoyed the A-Team? Like, if we took a poll on my channel or your channel or something, I think it might be hard pressed to find where people are like, yeah, I really did enjoy it. Maybe they did. Maybe I'm wrong. Like I said, I can't be the only one out there. There has to be more of us out there. It can't just be me and you that dug the movie.
See that this is interesting, right? Obviously, we're kind of a pop culture wrestling show.
Mm-hmm.
John Cena is going to be a cultural phenomenon for the next 40 years minimally, if not longer. So, but John Cena has earned that, right? So you look at 2006, Edge versus John Cena. That match is etched into people's history because that is a pivotal match, and it is the highlights of his career. Is him putting Edge through two tables. So my point is that though is that you bring up a great point about the 80s, right? Right now, the hottest thing is the 90s. I mean, I'm wearing a shirt right now that says "Bring Back the 90s."
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I really like this shirt. It's comfortable and it's my culture.
Yeah.
I'm a 90s, early 2000 kid. I'm the guy who watched like Jake Long, The American Dragon, Kim Possible, Recess, Hey Arnold, Rugrats. I
Recess
remember
all day. Recess all day. I wanted to be JT, but I'm probably more of a Mikey. I wanted to be JT, but I'm more of a Mikey. I
I'm a
can't.
Gus, man. I'm a Gus, without a doubt.
Gus is a bitch. Oh, I knew you were gonna say Gus. I would so beat up a fucking Gus. That's why I can't be. I don't know. But did you see the John Cena and Ricky Stenicki just came out on Prime like either today or yesterday?
I didn't.
My only thing is, and I have no like, I'm a bald fucking dude. My hair is not good. All right, I need a haircut at this moment. But for John Cena, how come we see his bald spot when he's live on wrestling, but when he's in a movie, there's no bald spot? What are they doing? Like, and why? Like, it is really like just have if you got a bald spot, have the fucking bald spot. Like, you don't need to like. Kevin Smith has that bald spot at all times. How come we can see a bald spot when you're live, but in a movie they get rid of that bald spot? Where
This
they like,
is the issue, right? You know John Sire, right, from Two and a Half Men?
yeah, John Cryer, yeah.
Cryer, I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
You know that he has a whole thing where like they put all this hair on him. Even during like season 3, he was clearly having hair issues, right?
Yeah,
So it's a whole process, and I don't think people understand what it was. And he was explaining on, I think, Jimmy Kimmel or Jimmy Fallon. I forget who it was, but they were breaking it down, and it was great. It was great because he proved the point. And I mean, but like, why can't you fucking fix it? Like WWE should fix that problem. They should just fix it.
well, just like, all right. So, or how about Cena? You're big. You're big enough to where you don't have to go live anymore, dude. Like, just do promos where you can protect that haircut, dude. Because I mean, it does not look. I don't even care. It's just I know when I see that bald spot, I'm like, wait, I've never seen, and it's a big fucking bald spot. It's not a small little like in the top of the back of his head. It's a big ass bald spot.
I
Like,
mean, I don't know about you, man. I'm 31. My hair is slightly receding, and my hair is going massively gray.
I
So
got I got married and had a daughter at 19, so I've been going bald since I was 19 years old. I was walking across the street with my boss at 21. Kanan, how old are you, son? I'm 21, sir. Damn, must be hard living, huh? Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, you're right. It's been a hard life. Been a hard life. You get daughters and wives, and they don't give two fucks about you, bro.
So my point is that where I'm going with this is I used to cut my hair in a crew cut, and that's because I used to work for two VSOs, veteran service organizations,
Yeah.
and a lot of people had crew cuts, and I'm like, I'm gonna adapt the culture there, and I like having military. I love my hair military. My mom hates it. I don't really care because for me, this is long, man. This is long for me.
Yeah.
Um, maybe I'll get a haircut tomorrow. I haven't decided, but like I love going straight out military. I like
Yeah.
picking the sides of me. I'll take a big razor after I get my crew cut and get it real tight down, like I like a 1 or a 0.
Right.
And like because it's just who I am. Like I love having like half an inch on my head.
Right.
But like that's what he should do, man. Like John Cena was great when he had that crew fucking military cut. It was great.
Yeah.
He should go back to it.
And that would that would pretty much hide his bald spot. And I don't understand. And in his new movie, you don't see the bald spot not once, and you see the back of his head. So that's where I'm like, where the fuck is that bald spot, Cena? Like, I get it. Like, you're the same fucking age as you are on WWE right now. Why don't I see the balls? Why
I
do you
don't get it.
like?
He's the best. He's the best right now in wrestling. He is the GOAT. He is fantastic. He did not be the GOAT because that's Eli Manning, but not the point. But like, man, I don't get why he doesn't want to have kids. I think
He likes
the
his
guy
money.
has had like he's great, but you know he's interesting. I would love to interview him. I would love to interview Cena. I would love to. I love an hour with him, and I don't want to talk about anything wrestling. I want to talk about cars with him. That's all I want.
Oh, maybe write that as a bucket list. You'll get that someday, man. You just gotta, you gotta put it out there like The Secret, man.
You know what is? I believe, and this is just me, and I don't know how you feel about life.
Yeah.
Whatever is supposed to happen will happen. I've been granted more privileges than anybody else. I got to interview the Bushwhackers. I've got to interview Chris Daniels and Kazarian. I've got to interview all these top people. So there's a point where if I am to interview John Cena, it will happen. And I don't know if it'll happen or not, but with my career as an interviewer is so interesting because oddly enough, I have just been in positions and I've met the right people at the right time. And sometimes I've been slightly intoxicated. I threw an idea out there and people have taken care of me. And maybe it's just being in the right time, the right place. Maybe it's just being a good human being. Maybe somebody else is looking out for me saying, look, this guy's a nice human being and I don't want him to fail, And trust me, there's been plenty of people that I've helped out that I say, hey, look, I don't want them to fail. I'm being very honest. And I think that if I want an interview with John Cena and it's supposed to happen, it will happen.
It'll happen. I mean, not like that, but I mean, it'll happen if you put it out there and just keep persevering through it and being a good interviewer and shit.
I hope so.
You get to that shit, dude. I mean, look at fucking Joe Rogan and stuff, dude. He just keeps interviewing. Like, all he does is interview people and talk to fucking people. So, I mean, just talk to people.
Somebody said to me after I interviewed them, they said 6 months after, they said, I've been watching you, and you are becoming very much like Joe Rogan, where you are building your brand.
Right.
Where you are setting your terms, and you are building your brand.
Right.
And I choose my interviews. My guests and my audience doesn't choose the play.
Right.
I choose who I want. I've had a lot of people on my show, and I'm very honest about this, where my audience has no influence on and so he's like, it goes back to the Sasha Nakamoto thing that I was saying, where nobody knew who Sasha was, and that interview fucking took off like a rocket, and people were like, I get why you did this because I can't stop watching it.
Right.
So let me explain who Sasha is. This might get us to the point. Sasha was a virtual, almost VTuber cam girl on StreamYard. So the way I did that interview is she has a human that's motion controlling her, but her human component wasn't on screen. It was just Sasha in her room as if she was doing a show on StreamYard, doing an interview, and I didn't treat Sasha any different as the entity than if I was interviewing a real human. So you're watching this interview and you're like, what the fuck? It's a trippy interview because it suspends reality.
Right.
And, oh my God. Like, people are watching this shit and they're like, people didn't watch it live. but everybody, a bunch of people shot me messages after like, dude, like, what the fuck? Like, what is this? You can't take your eyes off of it. This reason why it has like 1,200 views on YouTube, which is a
Right.
lot.
Yeah, no, it's a lot, especially for a long form content, dude. Like shit. I don't get 1,200 views on long form content. I get all my big views on short form content, like breaking shit up.
I get a lot of that too. In which, I mean, I had a video that released yesterday that did really well. Got like 150 views, give or take, and it's great, great. But again, I am at the will of a lot of people who say, "I just want to be part of your show, man." It's a very cool thing, and I think this is the issue is that, I mean, and again, I don't know what's going to be successful, so I'll hit every fucking button. I mean, look at you and me, man. You took a chance on me. You had no fucking idea, and you and me have a good friendship.
Right. I mean, that's what happens in what we do, man. You just try stuff out and see how it works, and you know, that's how it all goes. I mean, sometimes you gotta have fun. You do your own shows, like I do my Wednesday night shit. You do your other show. We
So for full disclosure, because I'll disclose it right now,
yeah.
I don't always allow people to share out the shows that I host or I set up or that. But with you, I feel comfortable because this is a joint venture. So all of a sudden we were making real money from this and we had merch, it'd be a 50-50 split.
Definitely.
And we might get there at some point. But with my guests, on the most part, I turn that component off. So when I'm interviewing somebody on Conversations in Pop Culture, I don't want to share that interview because it is not a 50-50 split.
No, you've talked about this before. It's not. Yeah, you talked about it when we had your friend on too. Like it's not. You offered for him to share. He's like, I don't have anything to share it with, but you always like, well, I'm not. This isn't. When you interview somebody, it's yours. Just like when I interviewed you, you didn't ask for anything, and you didn't say like, hey, can I put this out of mine? It was just. It was talking and practicing almost. I was like, yeah, dude, because I literally don't know anything, all the stuff that you know about, I don't really know about. So I was like, yeah, dude, I'm done to talk to you. Let's do it. Like, I don't know anything about interviewing. I'm just getting started. Let's try it out. That's how we struck up our friendship. So no, I completely agree. Like I don't, and I've interviewed, like I said, I was talking to you, my buddy, Vinny Vineyard. I'm trying to set up a time for me and you to talk to him because he's got a couple movies up on Amazon, one called The Hike, one called WHJFM, and he's an ex-wrestler. Him and his buddy used to be called, he used to be in a tag team called Big and Funky. So now they got a Big and Funky Productions, like a whole little thing that they put together. He's a pretty cool guy. Like I like talking to him. And I'm telling you, dude, like because he has he's shared with me his videos to where I've had to pay for him and just I watch him and talk to him. He's pretty good, dude. I put up a couple of shorts of stuff that I watched and stuff that he did, and I recorded it and told them what I was doing. But when you interview somebody, you own that. Even though he has his own channel.
It's the idea that this is a joint venture in full disclosure.
Yeah.
Where I don't, and which that, and hopefully we agree that it's 50% a piece. But I don't grant that to everybody. When I do Mike Barron, that's my content. It's not Mike's. I like Mike Barron. I have a good relationship with Mike Barron. Mike Barron's a comic artist. Me and Mike Barron politically probably agree on 85%. The 15% is interesting. We've had discussions about it. Very civil discussions. But I have a good relationship with certain people. But he doesn't own that content. No. I feel very uncomfortable sending people content. That is mine. Lufisto asked for my content. I was not happy with her, to be honest.
Right.
Because it's my content. It's not your content. It's mine.
Right.
Because it's my fucking platform.
We've done this a couple of times when I've been on your platform and you interviewed me, or I came on and helped you out just to, like you said, hey, I got nothing going on. You want to co-host the show and just talk with me? And I didn't ask to share that because we were doing your stuff. I didn't ask to share that on my stuff just because I didn't think that was my right or purview, and I didn't really. I was like, no, I'm just jumping on with you. Yeah, I don't need to share this. This is all like I do this all the time, so I'm down to practice whatever. But then when we did a joint show, I told you like, hey, I'm recording on Facebook because we didn't have this whole StreamYard shit figured out yet. I was like, hey, I'm recording on my TikTok or something like that. And I told you when I was like, hey, I'm making a couple shorts of us. That's about it. But I let you
There was
know.
somebody who did that, and I didn't mind him breaking up pieces of the interview. I would have preferred if he asked me though.
Yeah, you gotta be, and maybe it's different because I'm a creator too, and I know that if somebody did that to me, I would want them to at least. And like, what if you're going through my page one day or sometime, or maybe like you have your name on some shit to where it lets you know if your name's used on anything, and maybe and it's maybe I tagged you in Andrew McAdave. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to find that out in some underhanded way. To be like, hey man,
So,
I didn't.
so I'll tell a story about how I started a friendship with somebody. So I have a good relationship with LFC and Tommy Bell.
Mm-hmm.
So what happened is that I asked, I tweeted a question to Sean, and I said, "Hey, whoever has a really good question, we'll send you a shirt of LFC." And I like wearing the shirt, and my mom hates it, and that's why I like the shirt. So it's this shirt of Jolene Hex and Bella Inc., I think, fighting, and it's Jolene's ass is on the shirt, and all you see is her ass in a thong, and it's great. She's like
Really?
fighting Bella Inc. It's a great shirt. I wear it to Texas Roadhouse. A bunch of you look at me. I wore it to a bar, and all these guys are like, "Bro, that's an awesome fucking shirt, man." And then all the women in the bar were not happy with me. It was great. But what happened is that apparently somebody cut up a clip of Tommy Bell and I interviewed Shelby Paris, who fights for LFC, and I wore the shirt because
Mm-hmm.
I was doing Shelby and I have a good relationship with LFC. And then I got cut up into Tommy Bell's feed without getting credited. Now I
Right.
saw that later on, and I'm like, this is awesome. 10,000 people saw this of my 15 seconds with Shelby Paris. Did I give a fuck? No, because I'm like, the value of this. But Tommy was like, hey, man, I'm really sorry about that. And we just,
Right.
but I'm like, dude, no worries, man. It happens. It's not a big deal where somebody cut something up and built something for you and nobody thought about this. I didn't take it personal, right? Because Tommy apologized to me and said, hey, thanks for reaching out to me, man. Do you want to do an interview with me? He's like, yeah, let's do something.
Right.
Because when me and Tommy did like a 3-hour interview, I need to re-interview Tommy, but I have a really good relationship with him. I have a good relationship with LFC because of that too. Because what wound up happening is that everybody realized that it was just an uncredited mistake. Did I give a fuck? No. But again, when it's my content and not a 15-second clip, I get upset. You send
Right.
content up. Give me a heads up if you're going to cut something out of an interview. There's not a problem. Just give me a fucking heads up. But I don't want somebody to fucking stream it on their platform when it's my fucking interview. That's not
Right.
okay.
No, it's not, and that's. I mean, that's like an unspoken agreement. Like everybody should be, and that's what I'm saying. It's the difference between, and everybody that you probably deal with, they know about content creation and
You can see from
IP and everything. Like that's your intellectual property. If they're coming on your show,
I
like
don't know. I don't know if they know it. I mean, I had Barry Yandel ask if it's viewer free, and I said, yeah, all my stuff is free for everybody to watch it. I have advertisers, but I had a great interview with Barry Yandel. I was privileged. Again, talk about privilege here. Barry Yandel plays Mr. Tuban Clay from One Piece.
yeah,
A very cool character. People were like, this is cool, man, that you get to do this type of shit. And
right,
how do you do it? Is the question people ask me. And I'm like,
right,
I give everybody the answer. I'll tell everybody, all I do is I shoot a nice email and I ask. And I've been doing this for 10 years and I've eaten a lot of shit to get here. And
right,
asked a lot of people and I start small and I'm not an asshole. That's the secret. That's legitly the secret.
right,
Is that ask a lot of people and don't be a dick, and you'll be just fucking fine. And learn a little bit of social media. And here we are, you and me are talking, and you and me are not big celebrities, But guess what happens? A big celebrity sees this and like, man, these two guys are not dicks and they're just having a good time on their Friday night. I want to be a part of it. It
Right.
happens all the time because I guarantee you, somebody like Barry Yandel, and I guarantee you, somebody like John Cena probably wants to have these conversations in a private room. I
Yeah.
guarantee you. I guarantee you. I'm willing to put real money on it. But
Yeah.
again, getting back to the unspoken rule.
So you just want 30 minutes alone in a room with John Cena. No, 1 hour alone in a room with John Cena, and you'll rock his world from what you said, right?
No. I would love to have a private conversation.
I'm
I would
joking with you, man. I know, but just yeah, 1 hour alone in a room with John Cena,
want
me and that
this
bald
signed by him.
spot.
I want one of these signed by him.
I won't even bring up his bald spot. Like I won't even talk about it. Like I'll be quiet about the entire time. Like you can't see me. I can't see the bald spot.
Let me explain to you what I want to do with John Cena. So I am a big Lego car guy, right?
Yeah.
So I like things like this.
Yeah.
I build small models like this. They're $20. They keep me entertained for like hours. And then I have a Bugatti Chiron, which is a big Lego set. So the story behind that, and people may or may not like this story. My sister was getting married that weekend. So what did I decide to do? I bought a $350 Lego set. Right. Right. Like 2 days before our wedding. It was great. It was the best part of her wedding is I got hammered at her wedding. I don't remember her wedding. I didn't give a damn. I got completely hammered. And then I just kept drinking and it was great. I was significant. I was maybe like 27. So my recovery time was much better. I got completely hammered. Don't remember a damn thing. Had a great time. Bought my Lego Chiron, $350 Lego set. On the way home, DC. So I built that thing, and that's like 11 pounds. And so if I was to interview John Cena and we would do it live in person, I would legitly buy him a Lego set and we would build it together. So I would buy him like a small car, and that'd be like the end of the interview. I just want to see him build it. It'd be the best video ever. It'd be the best video ever.
To you, but what would everybody else think? No, they would love.
You're right.
That should be your thing. Like instead of the hot ones, dude, you could just come up with like, hey, let's sit down and have a conversation. You build the Lego set, I'll build the Lego set. Let's go. That's your handle right there. That's your
I'm thinking about it. I think it'd be a fun podcast.
Yeah, $20. Like here you go. Here's your Lego set, but you gotta get in person for that one. That one's kind of like you can't like if I'm building a Lego set like
I don't know. I think it could be done in a really cool way, right? So I think theoretically it could work with two people, right? So I would love to. I did this once and I built a thing and people were like, "Bro, this is really calming, man. You just put your camera and just building your little 45-minute Lego thing."
No, I get that, but they wouldn't. The people at home wouldn't like. If you're sitting here, like I wouldn't be able to like put it up here to where you could see like each piece. So I'd be down here doing the Lego set, and all they'd see is the top of my head. You know what I mean?
What you have to do is that you have to set up a camera that just focuses on other stuff.
You have to get multiple, but people don't. I mean, that's like a big setup. They have to do it like each like at your thing and at their thing. Like it's one thing to have it set up at your house, but then to have it set up at the people's house that they're going to and all that, it could be done. You're right. You're right.
I don't know. No. I'm just thinking, but my point is that going back to the media position in the eight.
Yeah.
I mean, we're way past the 18. We both agree on the 18.
We moved on past the 18 now. Yeah.
But like this is the issue with media is that we talk about that because I want to touch upon this because I think it's fascinating. Some people understand media really well and understand rights, and some people don't. Some people that I interview don't understand that I cut up your interview. And when you come on my show, it's not just the interview anymore. It's the idea that when I cut up a piece of content and there's a 2-minute clip and that thing gets 400 views, but then we have 10 of those and collectively on average, they get about 90 views a pop. And then a TikTok does 1,000 plays and I have 4 of those and they're doing about 800 a piece on average. Like your media level is now not what the interview did. because I don't know how you feel, but I cut up content out of my interviews, and in many ways, the micro content does better than the interview.
Mm-hmm.
Feeds
Micro
back.
content is key now. I mean, everybody wants attention span sucks. I think we talked about this before. I'm so sick of fucking editing. It's not even funny. That's the best part of just doing this live. I don't care about cutting this shit up. I don't want to have anything to do with it. I don't want to cut it up. I'm so tired of editing shit. I do my frozen pizza reviews. I got to edit that shit. I do free movies on YouTube. You know, the movie for premium members, there's a free movie section on YouTube. So I do like a top 10 each week. I got to cut that up. And then my segments at when I go to Waffle House, there's an hour worth of content there I could cut up. But again, I'm over it. I just put the hour on a podcast. And this I created a podcast because Google doesn't do podcasts anymore. They have it set up through YouTube. So once we get done with here, I just go to our whatever the video was and how it went up to my YouTube, and I just put it on the playlist of like every Friday night. It makes its own podcast. So that's basically it. That's basically it.
I take a different approach, right? So
Yeah.
I cut up a lot of content, right?
Yeah.
And what I'm getting to the point is that I do content 5 days a week. So 5 shorts, 5 micro contents. I don't do anything on the weekends. I
Right.
used to do shit on the weekends. I'm too tired for it. And then I initiate what's called the burn week.
Right.
So maybe every 90 days, I have a week off where I just won't put out content. And my goal is that I'm good till June 1st right now. And I have a boatload more content and it needs to get uploaded. But I'm trying to add more content because I want to get to the point. Theoretically, right now, if I didn't do any more cutting up and editing, I would be good till October.
Right.
So my objective though is that I want to add a bunch more into the cycles because I want to get 2024 done by July. I want to get 2025 done by December, and I want to get 2026 done by June of 2025, and I want to start working, and I want to get 2027 done by the end of December 2025. And so I want to get 2, 5, 6 years ahead because it sounds sick, but I'm a demented human being without a doubt. Because when I start scheduling my content that far out, it actually creates a base point. So
Right.
because I view my YouTube channel as a database and a library. I'm playing the long game. I'm not playing the short game anymore.
All right,
I
but
don't
don't your interviews have like immediate like content? Like, don't you have
they do, but I think the real money's in the micro.
like
So
what we talked about? I know, but like what we talked about tonight, like usually what we talk about isn't evergreen. It's usually only good for whatever week that we're on. You know, it's not somebody's not going to be watching our YouTube and at least
so
mine.
a lot of my interviews that I do though with voice actors and wrestlers, that content tends to be evergreen.
Right.
So again, the micro content, and I'm looking at the evergreen content. I'm looking at search engine optimization because I've come to the conclusion that YouTube is a search engine. Me and people disagree on this topic where people say, "Oh, YouTube has things with their algorithm that are all fucked up and Facebook doesn't." I'm like, you guys don't get it though. Is that YouTube is the best? YouTube is the world's second largest search engine after Google.
Well, now
And
they're
everybody
owned by
thinks-
Google now. That's what I'm saying. Google shut down their podcast side. They just do everything, all their podcasts through YouTube. Google.
so my point though is that how many times have you entered a question into YouTube to say my Mac is not responding? What the fuck do I do? Like legitimately 4 times a week, I'm asking YouTube questions.
So
So
like tonight, I watched A-Team on HBO, and then I did the 10 things you didn't know about the A-Team, and that gave me the rest of my little topics. That was it. Like, and I do that. I mean, shit, you can do a podcast. You can do like you can basically just watch somebody else's YouTube and do almost exactly what they're doing, and cut it up just basically. And the YouTube's so vast and so big, you can scrunch off of somebody like that. Like
look,
right now, like
please.
No, I'm saying like when we talk about WWE, I just pick out a thumbnail that says WWE, and then I put that as the thumbnail. Nobody gives two shits about me or you. If I put a picture of me or you, me and you up there, like right now, because it would make a little thumbnail, it would generate a thumbnail for me of this. But nobody's looking at this like, oh, look at Mecca and Keenan, let's go watch this. At most, maybe we'll get a hit because I look like Fred Durst if he was almost dead or some shit. Like, I mean, we're not gonna get too much
No,
hits.
it's true. I mean, look, I pick my thumbnails. You know, this show, I'm more lazy than not because
Yeah.
again, I find this show to be a lot of fun. And again, this is definitely not as thought out as the rest of this shit, and eventually will become more thought out, without a doubt. I'm just not there yet, and it's Friday, and I'm fucking done. I
No,
just want to get
there's
down.
no reason to think it out, dude. What I did tonight for our thumbnail is I put in to Google the image search YouTube A Team thumbnail, and it came up the original A Team versus the new A Team, and it said scene comparisons. We're not talking about that shit, but that's a good fucking thumbnail. Fuck it. What do I don't care. Fuck it.
You should send me this shit so I can put it up too. It'll be
Well,
great.
dude, I got it. I literally just it's Google. I could give it to you. See, we'll get it to you. Just like today, I was like, "Hey man, I need those links." Like I asked you last week, but then we got on. But I was like, "Hey man, I need those links," because like at the end of the thing, you'd be like, "Hey, you can find me at." But then I'm gonna say, "Hey, just look at all the links for me and him are in the description, guys. I got them all down there now. You're good to go. In the description of my YouTube, it has the links to me and him. My podcast on Wednesday nights, it's linked down there. Mecca is linked down there. You want to go to his eBay? It's linked down there. All
I
these
see
little
the work now.
Facebook things,
It's great.
yeah, all
What
these
do you
little things.
think?
You don't have to be like this and squint at that shit and try to see it. You can just we got it linked. But we'll figure this shit out. This is a fun show. We don't want to. That's like literally. I don't want to put too much work into this show. Like last week,
I'm
I
having a great
googled. I think like the week before we were talking about the Rock. I think it was right after Elimination Chamber or whatever. I just looked up Elimination Chamber thumbnail or some shit. Boom.
so ridiculous.
That's
I mean, look, you know, let's talk about WWE for like 5 minutes here.
ugh.
Honestly, I just want to fucking get to WrestleMania. Can we just get there? I don't even know when WrestleMania is happening anymore. Nor do I care. It's gonna be great.
Isn't it
Who
like
gives a fuck?
isn't it like the 1st of April now? Like it was March. No, it's the 1st of April or some shit around the 1st of April.
I'm looking up right now when WrestleMania is.
No, it'll pop up on Peacock, like you said earlier. Oh well, no, this is what I kept wanting to say because I keep forgetting. The network saved my fandom of wrestling because before, all I would catch there was like a round table I could catch on pay per view of like Jim Ross and like some of the older cats. I like shit like that. I'd watch like Click This, the documentary, but then they put out the network and that saved my fandom. So, like you said, the same thing with HBO Max. Said like I wouldn't if it didn't just come out of my thing and just cost me like less than $10 a month. I probably wouldn't watch this shit.
That's the point. Is that I have a Netflix subscription. I have a Crunchyroll subscription.
Yeah.
I and I mean, there gets a point where I don't have a Disney Plus subscription. It's not that I'm anti Disney. I love Disney. I love Jake Long. I love Kim Possible. I love, a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah,
Recess is a great show.
mm-hmm.
We should talk about Recess all fucking day. I can talk about that show. It's great. It's free on YouTube. It's amazing.
Let's talk about that next week since nothing else will happen in the WWE.
Yeah, let's talk about John Wick
Yeah.
next week. That's what we should really talk about. John Wick's amazing. That
It is
fucking
amazing. It is
Oh my-
amazing. What did I just watch? That's another thing. Bradley Cooper actually like trained to put the clip in his gun that fast. Like that wasn't like in the movie. There's like one scene where he like quickly loads his gun and cocks it. He trained so he could load it properly. And even at the end of the movie, when he's about to get shot, the bad guy says, "Oh, you load your gun fast." Like that. Bradley Cooper was like, "Yeah, bitch, I did. I did it. I learned how to do that." And that's like, I think John Wick, he was the first one to kind of do that, throw the clip up and catch it kind of thing. like inside the gun. I like John Wick. I don't know if I could do a whole. I mean, I'm not rewatching all fucking 25 John Wicks, man. Jesus
So
Christ.
so did you see the Continental? Because that was great. That was great.
I didn't want. It was good. Yeah, I wanted to watch it, but then I didn't hear too much about it. And the new John Wick had just come out. I was like, I don't know if I want to. I don't
Yeah,
know.
well, I mean, I didn't see 4 yet. I've been lazy. I gotta figure out where 4 is at anyhow. But not the point.
Is 4 the last one that came out?
4 is the last one, but they're doing Ballerina.
It's on Stars, I think. 4 is on
Yeah.
Stars at the moment.
It is. I mean, look, full disclosure, I'm a big proponent of Lionsgate, and they're spinning off Stars and Lionsgate, and I made a bunch of financial positions to get a massive benefit from there. This is not financial advice. You do what you do, everybody. I am not your financial advisor. I will be Keenan's, but only Keenan's because I want to make Keenan rich like me. But not the point. I am not your financial advisor. Everybody's watching this, so I'm sorry. I'm really expensive if you want my services. You have to look really cute too. So there you go.
Cancer.
Only 30 seconds there. It's gonna get you and me both canceled.
On the way to not being financial advice, you gotta say a cancelable fucking thing. Like your ass has to kind of be showing out of the back of your pants, and you have to be. I had what was that old thing? Ass or grass. That's the only way. That's the only way you get a ride. Ass or grass, right? That's what you're basically saying. Ass or grass. It's the only way. That's the only way I'm giving you financial advice. And that's almost positive. It's like ass. I forget what it is.
Let's just say that my inner circle is there are people that I have a lot of access to that people would pay me a lot of money for. So let's just leave it at that. And I've earned it. Without a fucking doubt.
Bet you have.
And if I was a financial advisor, my client list would be extremely private.
Well, yeah, you wouldn't want to tell us about John Cena and shit. No, I'm joking. I'm so fucking around, man. I'm so joking.
No. I have a lot of connections to a lot of fucking people that, again, I've earned my right to do what I want to do. And I'm sorry to say it, but I've earned the ability to basically run the way I want to run. And I'm fine with that. And I had fun in it. And
well, yeah, why would you apologize for that, dude?
I apologize because unfortunately there are people who are right now feeling that they're getting fucked over, but they haven't put in the 10 years. And this is a real issue right now where people think because I'm doing okay now and I get certain guests, they don't realize that I've been doing it for fucking 10 years and I have fucking climbed the ladder rung by rung.
Right.
I have gone through fucking hell and bullshit, and I've eaten a lot of fucking crap to get where I'm at, and I'm only getting good now.
Right.
I'm fucking great. I'm good at best.
It's a marathon.
It's taken a lot. It's taken a lot of evolution, and I think that's what people forget.
Yeah, I'm sure a bunch of people don't see all the hard work that they don't see how the sausage is made. They
don't want to. That's it.
They just enjoy eating my sausage. That's take that as you will. I mean,
each to their own, right?
It's hard to say it that my sausage is enjoyable. I don't apologize.
Great sausages too.
I don't. No, we're not talking about your fucking sausages right now, Mecca. Damn it, bro! Like it's always about Mecca, dude. Always trying to make it about myself and my sausage creations.
No, I'm just saying you make better sausages than me. I know when I am out sausage.
That's what she said. I know when I'm out sausage.
I admit defeat.
That's what she said. I know when I'm out sausage. That's how it goes. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Well, man, I'm gonna have to let you go till next week, man.
What are we doing next week?
I think you said John Wick, but you can't talk about John Wick until you see 4. I think we might have to talk about Recess, and we'll see where we go. I mean,
we could talk about Recess. Recess will be
because I mean,
a lot.
you got to catch up with John. I mean, you can't talk about John Wick. I mean, and not talk about the last one, dude. Like you, I mean,
I could go. I could go watch it. I'll go pick up Stars.
dude, I can really care less what we talk. I'm down to talk about whatever. I'm not gonna. I'll tell you this. I'm gonna watch.
I'll be honest with you. I'd rather talk about Recess, Jake Long, and Kim Possible than John Wick. I mean, as much as I love John Wick.
I'm good. I mean, Kim Possible is okay. I mean, I was like 20 at that time. Jake Long, again, like I was like 20, but Recess, I was like 14, 15, or 16. And I was right at that age where like I get up still in the morning and get a bowl of cereal and watch Saturday. And Mikey again, like, dude, as a fat kid, like, I mean, I wanted to be JT, but I was a Mikey. I mean,
so this is the question though, is that the reason? I mean, you know who plays Spinelli, right? It's Marcy from Californication plays Spinelli.
yeah.
From Californication plays Spinelli. It's so fucking fitting. It's amazing.
And I think have you seen it? I mean, I'd have to do some more checking, but I think like in some of the fandom things, they, you know, I think they think Spinelli and Mikey get together because Spinelli's all tough as shit and Mikey's baby.
Oh, they don't get together. It's fucking TJ and Spinelli. Come on, man. We all know this.
No, you can't have two top dogs get together. Who's gonna pick? What are you talking about?
What do you mean? What
Spinelli needs.
I call bullshit on this.
Spinelli needs a little bit.
Seth Rollins, you have two top dogs working for you, and they made a baby together. So shut the fuck up.
Yeah, but Mikey's a little bitch. I mean, Mikey's not. TJ is. Spinelli doesn't want somebody that Spinelli is actually the man. Becky Lynch just plays one on TV. Spinelli was actually a man. Spinelli will whoop your ass. If it was Becky Lynch and Spinelli, I would choose Spinelli all day. Like, oh, Becky Lynch is done. Becky Lynch is done.
So I want to ask this now because we have to talk about it. So if Spinelli faced Becky Lynch at WrestleMania, would it be a main event?
Well, I mean,
like if you,
I don't think any woman ever should be the main event at WrestleMania.
Oh shit!
Like, I mean, I'm all for women's wrestling, but it's like this is my biggest thing with it. My biggest thing with women's wrestling, I'm all for it. I'm down to watch some women's wrestling, except I don't know if you know the fans of wrestling. We're hillbilly white trash. We don't care about women's wrestling. All you really want to see is tits and ass. Let's be honest, Mecca.
Why don't you, bro? Let me ask you this: what does LFC stand for?
I don't fucking know.
Lingerie Fighting Championship.
There you go. But see, that's what I'm saying. We don't want to see, like, when you see two women beat the crap out of each other. Yeah, that's good, but we only need to see, like, how long did we deal with just a woman's champion? There was really no opponent.
Okay, okay. So let me ask you this, because I actually want to get into this now because this is fascinating to me. It is International Women's Day, so I really appreciate it.
Isn't it Women's
Month? I really appreciate it this day. It's great that you did it.
Isn't it Women's Month?
I mean, they get all March, so I mean,
March is my motherfucking month. It's St. Patrick's Day and my birthday on the 18th. St. Patrick's Day is the 17th. My birthday's on the 18th. It's my damn month. And if I was a black person, how upset would I be that the women get a longer, like, okay, like I get it, but like women weren't, like, they were bought and sold, but like in a much nicer way. Like what? Like they get a longer month than us? Like they were bought and sold, but like they got to live in the big house and come on. I'm just saying, like, really, y'all get all of March? Like, why don't y'all get 28 days? And like, I don't know.
I mean, look, Look, LGBTQ community gets all of June. They get a bigger month too.
As an old white dude, I celebrate all year long. That's
I celebrate all year long too. It's great. I
I
love it.
never get in trouble, and especially like now, like I look so, but I do like I look like the type of dude that would be a fucking Karen. Like when I walk up, people expect me to like bitch and complain.
So it's interesting, right? I don't get that at all. I'm a tough
Uh,
son of a bitch. Like
I,
like I'm a tough son of a disability bitch, man. And I don't ask for anything. I don't bother. I show up. People think I'm broke, and then I'm dropping $500 on like a Lego car, and people are like, "What the fuck?" Like people are like, "What the shit, man?" Because people think and people have a stigma that people with disabilities are not equals, and it
right,
bothers me. You're damn right we're not equals. I have to outthink you. I have to outperform you, and I have to make sure that I am better than you.
right.
All my life, that's been the story. And in 11th grade, I learned a very valuable lesson. I was in
Mhm.
macroeconomics. I'm a kid with a physical disability and a learning disability. I worked my ass off in that class. First quiz, 92% of the class failed and had to retake the first quiz.
Mhm.
And I was in the 8% that didn't because I studied and I thought and I treated it seriously. And I said, I have a chip on my shoulder and I have something to prove that I belong in an AP class.
Right,
And and my first thing I did on that retest is I said, I got a 98 on that exam, the highest in the class. I said, if somebody smokes me, can they beat my score? Because if they could have beat my score, I would have fucking protested. I
right,
was some bullshit that somebody gets a redo and gets to combine the average and gets to do better than I did when I don't have to retake it. That's ridiculous. And I would have fought it tooth and nail.
right.
Turns out that I calculated the averages. Instead of listening to the next lecture, I calculated the averages during the class and I said, great, my score's intact.
There you go. Well, you got to
Mm,
get what you got to get, man. All right,
right.
so we'll talk about recess next week.
Oh,
We
yeah, of
got,
course we're going to recess
all
next
right,
week. Why not?
well, nothing happens in the WWF. Oh no, I'm in
Something's going to
WWE.
fucking happen. Who are we
Wee. No, I don't think anything will happen. All right,
Well,
well, I got to get up early with my
you
crazy
have to give a
son.
teaser. You have to give a teaser. Who are you gonna be from recess? Because I want to be Digger Dave.
Oh, dude, I am Gus all day. I mean, even though I said I would want in a perfect world want to be a
you,
TJ.
you know what the theme of season 5 of my show is, right?
What?
I say in every episode, I'm scandalous like an Ashley.
Scandal-
It's straight out of recess. That's straight out of
Scandalous.
recess.
I heard their voice, and I hate that. I hear voices in my head like when somebody says, "How are
Okay,
you
man, you
doing?"
want to calm the fuck down.
Well, wait. No, listen to me. When somebody says, "How are you doing?" I immediately think, "How you doing, Joey from Friends?" Every single time, and it gets really weird when it's like a woman saying, "How you doing today, sir?" "How you doing?" Or a dude, "How you doing today, man?" "How you doing?" Like immediately, I think that in my head every single time. Or when like
This
Dumb
is
and
the
Dumber,
opener.
huh?
This this is the opener for season 5.
Uh,
Hey everybody, welcome to Conversations about Culture. My name is Andrew Davis, and yes, I am scandalous like an Ashley.
you gotta say scandalous, or you have to say it afterwards. You have to say it like them afterwards. I am scandalous like an Ashley. Scandalous, like that'd be the way to do it. Like sound all
It would
like
be a way to do it. Eventually, I should create the shirt. And just their silhouettes and be like, my name's Andrew Davis, and I am scandalous like an Ashley. It'd be a great shirt. It'd be great.
and you gotta think like they're probably not worried about the. I mean, scandalous like an Ashley. They didn't copyright that shit. I mean, that's a huge thing. And like, I mean, a lot of the different channels on YouTube make inspired shirts. Like There's a new the new Rockstars channel has like Deadpool inspired merch, and it's basically just like a picture of Deadpool, like kind of like in some way. It's fucked up, dude. Like I would never buy anything that I just don't like that shit. Like it's like me and you putting out, oh, a Bret the Hitman Hart inspired merch. It looks like Bret the Hitman Hart, but there's a booger hanging out of his nose right here. Like you can't see it. Like we put a booger in his nose right there. That's how it's different.
Look, the backdrop of this is slightly inspired by D-Generation X, right? It's the green, but I don't think that in which that I could have picked any lightning color, but I picked the green because it's D-Generation X, right?
Right.
But I don't think somebody would naturally they'd be like, oh, I get that Andrew's a wrestling fan, he likes the color green. That green is the D-Generation X green. Okay, but it's not. It's not. I'm not putting a DX behind it.
And you could put a DX up there. Like we could make the name of the show something. You know, it doesn't have to be D-Generation X, but it could be, you know, Mecha Davis and extra fat or some shit. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like we could come up with it.
But it's not. Somebody understands, and what I figured out is that somebody who's a wrestling fan will get the lightning bolts of being a D-Generation X reference.
Right.
But I don't think it's like you're inspired by D-Generation X in your backdrop. Like I think most people get that if you dig deep enough and you know me enough, you're like, I get that this has a reference to wrestling. But again, I think it's a far cry away.
You're not doing anything like the rest of these people do. You're good to go.
Thank you.
Man, you got anything else to talk about tonight, Mr. Mecca? Mr. Mecca hi, Mecca Liney ho.
I'm just gonna promote myself and I'll let you go first.
Promote. Well, like I said, you know, I'm Keenan and Kel. You can, if you're watching me right now, all the links to all my other stuff are down there, and you'll find me you're watching me on my YouTube or Facebook. If you're watching me on his stuff, I don't want you to be my fan. Just stick over there on his shit. You'll see me when I pop over on his stuff. We're not the same. His demographic and my demographic are slightly different. No, I'm joking. But yeah, you can find me. I ain't got it all cool like him. Mr. Mecca.
My positions are very simple. I am not Pee Wee Herman, and I am not John B. But I got the reference. I'm very well versed in pop culture. Just Paul Rubin. Oh my God, that was a big loss in 2023.
We got a lot of big losses. I mean, you got to think. I mean, shit, man, a lot of big losses. And Paul Rubens. I mean, Mystery Men alone. Have you ever seen the movie Mystery Men?
I don't know if I've seen it.
Motherfucker, you would know with Kel from Keenan and Kel, Ben Stiller, Hank Azaria from The Simpsons.
Oh man, I don't know if I've seen this.
It's free for premium members on YouTube right now. It's free. Mystery Men. Maybe that's what the fuck we should talk about next week. The movie The Mystery Men. Okay. R.I.P. Paul Rubens. Paul Rubin plays the farter. I forget what his name is, but it's a movie about superheroes. I'm telling you, man. Cult classic. So bad it's good. I promise you that. I think it's better than the A-Team. Maybe that's what we should talk about. Go ahead, but where can we find Mecca Lecca High, Mecca Hiney Ho?
Okay, John B. Let's calm down.
Okay,
let's calm down for 10 minutes here. But obviously I am Pop Anime Comics on most social medias: Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. eBay is Pop Anime Comics Collectibles. Pop Anime Comics on Whatnot is where I'm at now. Do a lot of cool stuff there. So just did my first Whatnot show. It didn't sell anything, but I got 2 new followers on Whatnot. So we're gonna figure that out slowly. What I mean, what would you say?
I said you gotta start somewhere on different apps and stuff. That's cool. I mean, you gotta get new followers.
Again, the Whatnot is an addition. It is not in minus, but there will be exclusive virtually and whatnot. And I think I'm going to do all right in the next 6 months on that. I'm again taking it in a different approach than others. It's just another outlet for me.
Did you
And
send me the link to your whatnot?
I think I did. I think I did.
All right, well then the link to his whatnot is down in the description. I didn't sign up for to do anything like that, and I did not put whatnot next to it. He just sent me some links, and I added it to the whole description of everything on my end. Just saying.
Again, I have it in my description too, and again, is for those who don't know, I buy out print runs of books. So I will buy out a 15 limited print run or something of that nature. And so certain books are going to be whatnot exclusive, certain books are going to be eBay exclusive, and certain books are going to be shared between the two. Because obviously I have multiple business interests. And so my whole position is the following is that again, that's where I'm going. And but I'm not worrying about it. I'm not worrying about it. I deal with a lot of people. A lot of people know who I am privately and publicly in this space. And everything's gonna work out fine. And I think you know what it is. I'm in a good position in my life, but not a non-stressful position. So again, though, I mean, look, I'll say this openly. If nobody wants to buy anything from me and whatnot, and we just all want to have a conversation for 40 minutes every Friday night at 9 o'clock, and we'll talk about anything you want, you can comment. There's no obligation to buy anything from me in any perspective on whatnot. We can just have a great time.
Right.
And that's my point is that I'm here for 40 minutes. I talk about comic book history and I will sell you books. But I can tell you next week, it's the cosplay edition. And I got some books.
Up? You gonna be dressed up for next week?
I am not going to be dressed up, but I am bringing out some serious firepower, man.
You should wear your best Sailor Moon costume you got. Like you should pop.
I look good as a Sailor Scout. I will say that.
I could tell just by looking at you. I was like that motherfucker's a Sailor Scout.
Like, oh my God, you have not seen me in a blonde wig. I will tell you that, and it will blow your mind. I am a cute little Sailor Scout, and oh my God.
I've never wanted to not see something more in my life. You in a blonde wig. I could do without that. I would live the rest of my life happy without seeing you in a blonde.
I'm not sending it to you. Problem solved.
Thank God. Thank God. No, I'm joking. Well, cool.
Me dressed as Sergeant Peppers. That's a sight to see too. But that's not sexual.
Right. So every week before we do this show, you're on Whatnot for about 40 minutes. Selling your merch, talking about not selling your merch, selling books, talking about comic book history.
Books and talking about comics, man, and giving some history and having a good time. 40 minutes to an hour. And again, the idea is to do about 30 to 35 books a week.
Right.
And again, this week I didn't sell anything. It was my first Whatnot show. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, but I'm trying something and I'm planning to have a good time with it.
This is like my 150th YouTube type of show. Not the show that we're doing, but I'm still no fucking good at YouTube. That's half of my selling point is just you get what you get, you don't throw a fit. Like imagine if you saw your grandfather on YouTube, you'd be pretty fucking impressed. Like if you were scrolling on TikTok, like, oh shit, there's granddad. That's what I got going on right now. That's what we're doing.
Again, my objective on Whatnot is that I gained 2 followers today.
Yeah.
And okay, maybe there's going to get a point where some of these people are going to buy stuff from me. I'm linking my Facebook. I'm probably going to link some YouTube stuff up there. And you know what's going to happen? Eventually, it's going to work because I have really good merch. And I'm not
going to steal a couple followers from you and Whatnot, dude. That's what I want.
And that's what I hope for. And again, I'm just trying to sell people comic books, and I'm trying to see good books that are decent. And again, I have a weird position in my life because I do own the outrights of holofoils, and it's very interesting when those companies start realizing what you're doing, and they don't stop you, and then they start treating you very differently because when you buy out a print run, it's a very different game. Right. And again, I'm super excited for what's next, and let's just say that financially, I am navigating a very complicated entity, and I'm
Right.
okay. I am okay with where I'm going, and I'm probably gonna burn a lot of money in the next 2 to 3 years to get further along the line. But, that's a different conversation for a different day.
Well,
But
dude, you could have all our fucking content. Just pay me, dude. Fuck this. I don't need to record. I don't need this on my shit at all. Just you own all our content. You can just like $100 a week, dude. No, I'm fucking with you, Mecca. I'm fucking with you. Everybody's gonna watch you grow, man, and they're gonna go to the links in the description. They're gonna follow your whatnot. They're gonna
look,
get pop anime comics.
I hope for the best, and I'm just here for the ride. And again, I have a lot of interests, and I'm gonna be just fine. And if you're looking for comics, you're looking for some fun stuff, whether it's safe for work, not safe for work. I carry both, and I'm just here for the
Ride,
ride, man.
ride us like a Sibian, Mecca. Ride us like a Sibian, bro.
Again, that's the plan, and it is. I live in America, and I'm gonna say this very nicely and politely, and some people may or may not like it. I live in the greatest nation, and so do you. And I have more opportunities than most people will ever have in their life. Because I live in America, and this is just one aspect of it. So I'm fortunate, and if this is what not is, and it maybe takes 6 months to figure it out, I'm okay with that. Same thing with eBay, same thing with this show, same thing with everything in my life. I'm gonna be just fine.
I only
Peace.
have one problem. My only problem is I'm from a better country than you. I come from Texas.
Texas is a great country, man.
We're
But,
leaving
but,
this
but
motherfucker. We're
is
leaving this motherfucker. We are not going to be I don't know if you heard the news. We don't want no part of you and your bullshit America. No, I'm joking.
I don't know though. Let
I
me
don't
let
have
me
a position
explain.
in the new Civil War. I don't have a position in that. That's for sure.
I would love to move to Texas. I mean,
We don't watch you with your I saw it. You say I saw it. It's saw. I saw it, sir, with your East Coast. That's the most East Coast thing about it. You say I saw it. No, you saw it. You saw it, you Eastern Coast mother. God,
I saw it, y'all.
yeah.
Is it better?
There was that's fine. What's funny is I was traveling through. I was going to to California. We made a stop in Arizona, and this lady had an amazing accent. I never heard it before. I did not think she was from Arizona at all. I said, "Oh, your accent's amazing. Where are you from?" Said, "Your accent's funny. Where are you from?" Whoa, bitch. Like I like accents. I didn't know that you were from. My bad, man. I didn't know there was an Arizona accent. She sounded like she was a mix of like North Dakota, Fargo, and like maybe the saw it. I saw it, a little bit of Boston in it. I never heard that shit before. Like just this woman said, "You sound funny. Where are you from?" Yeah, what are you? And she even did the country ass accent too. I don't sound that country, I don't think. Like maybe I do, maybe from somebody from the East Coast like you. Maybe from somebody from Arizona might think
So
I sound
it's interesting because I am a New York boy, but I lean Texas to some degree. We're politically. I mean, so it's not a secret how politically I think. I mean, if people haven't figured it out, I'm sorry. So I interview all these people who fundamentally have massive disagreements with me politically, but they still want to come on my show because I'm a decent fucking human being and I don't fucking shove it down your throat. But if you don't know my politics by now, I mean, it's not that hard to figure it out. It's
let's
just
not Mecca
it's
like a high, Mecca honey ho. Let's not because me and you probably if we got into a discussion about our politics would not agree on our politics. So maybe this is
no, no,
like
no,
a
no, no, no,
bar.
no. My point that I'm getting at here. Let me finish the point because I
Okay,
think
go ahead. My bad.
my point is that if you're not a dick and you don't just shove it down somebody's throat, people can get along. That's all I'm saying.
No, that's what I was gonna say. It's like as long as me and you don't talk about that shit, like me and you have it's like a bar. And YouTube is like a bar. I don't talk about religion, and I don't talk about politics at a bar.
Yo, all I want to fucking talk about in a bar. I'm at a bar with my friends and I'm drinking a Guinness, and the guy's like, "Man, Guinness on tap is better than Guinness in a bottle." I'm like, "You're fucking right, man." And guess what happened? For the rest of the night, me and the guy had a great time because we're like, I get that sometimes you can't have Guinness on tap, and I like my Guinness, but this Guinness on tap is much better than Guinness in a bottle.
It's like I do like Guinness on tap better than Guinness in a bottle, and I also like, this is a hot take. I don't know if you ever had a Pabst Blue Ribbon. It's a crappy beer, but Pabst Blue Ribbon out the draft is usually like $1.99 and pretty damn good. I have no problem with that at all. But Pabst Blue Ribbon out of a bottle or a can is complete shite. I don't want that.
My position is that, again, all me and my friends talk about all the time, and we politically disagree. We talk about fucking anime. We talk about One Piece. We talk about fucking wrestling. And you know what? Me and my friends get along fine because 90% of our conversations have nothing to do with what the fuck's going on in the world, and we have a great time. And again, you can choose in life. Do you want to get along with people or do you not want to get along with people? It's your choice. I get along with a lot of fucking people. The people I don't get along with tend to attack things that they shouldn't attack. There are rules in life. Don't attack people's kids. You don't attack people's parents. And you sure as hell don't attack somebody's wife or husband. Those are the rules. And
I hate my wife and husband. Fuck both those motherfuckers.
No. But the point I'm getting at is that there's a bunch of things you don't attack. And if you attack those things, there is no point in getting along. And it's not political. It's just civility. Exactly. If you got a problem with me and you disagree with a fundamental economic theory or a business model of mine, that's fine. We can have a discussion about that. That's a fair attack. But if you attack my girlfriend, oh, hell no. It's on.
Right.
Like Donkey Kong. And I will play those bongos all fucking day, and I am good at that game. Yo, dude, the drums, the GameCube drum things.
I know. I got that reference.
I was sick in that game, man. I love it.
I got your reference, bro. You're gonna get my references. I get your reference. I remember the bongo game. I remember that.
DK, Donkey Kong, leader of the pack because he's number one. Now we got a copyright strike and we're fucked.
You are. I am not. I do not set any. I didn't do any of that shit. Don't give me the copyright strike.
Hey, I'm on warning. I'm on warning from YouTube for the next 90 days. Apparently, I didn't know that if you disguise a link as a porn link, that they're gonna come after you. So I had to take their safety quiz, and it's like the stupidest quiz. I fucking failed it like 10 times. It was bad. Like I had to take notes of it. But I know so much about it now. It's great.
I'm almost positive you live your life in the warning side of things. Like, so do you have a TikTok account?
I do have a TikTok account.
I can't. Like, how many times have you been bananaed off of TikTok? Like, how many times have you got? No, what? None. Like, you're doing a great job, man. Is stringent. TikTok is like, you can't say a damn word. I've been worried about some of the things we said over here to come on my TikTok. Like, damn.
I'm doing fine on TikTok. They like me on TikTok, but they don't like Disney. It's weird.
Yeah, they're not fans of Disney on TikTok.
They're really not. Again, though, like I heard you the last time about like the links and that shit. I'm just like, I'm gonna do it anyway. And like, it's weird, man. Some TikToks do fantastic and some don't. And I'm like, okay. Like, again, I'm averaging like 200 to 300 views per TikTok. And there's people who are talking about their personal lives. And I'm like, I'm just cutting up a fucking interview, man. Like, I'm not even doing much work on it. And it's sort of working. But then I'll put it on Facebook. I'll put it on Instagram. Like, I don't really worry about it, man. I don't. It's all going to work out. It's going to be fine. Social media is not that hard. If you take the approach of just being everywhere, you're going to be fine.
Yeah. You just take the approach and you put your shit out there. People are going to like you. Are going to like you. It's just that's the biggest thing I hear from my mother is, because I always say when she doesn't like one of my jokes, I say, well, you're not my demographic. My demographic is me. Like, this is like 40-year-old white males. That's the demographic. I can't be the only one.
I said to my mom about the merch I buy. She hates the comics I buy and sell. And what I say to my mom all the time is I say, I agree with you. Find me a product that has the same yield and the same expenditure, and I will switch.
Right.
Find me that product. This product works and it's killing for me. And this is what people want. So I agree that it's not great per se, but what do you want me to do? You want me to get out of this merge? Okay, find me a replacement. Like
Right.
you can't just say
Right.
X without Y being in place. And every time I say that, like my mom still complains, and I'm like, great, but we're also in a shitty economy. I'm doing my best, and I'm gonna fucking in 18 months from now, nobody's gonna fucking think about this. And I'm gonna be back to selling 8 to 10K a month, and all the decisions and all the shit I ate now is gonna be pennies in the position because I understand the market. Like
Right.
it bothers me that she attacks me that way. And I'm like, I agree with you, but you gotta understand that this is what sells.
Right.
So at a certain point, again, if my demographic, like the porn star interviews I do, tend to do really well.
Of course they
So
do really well, Mecca. Of course, like dudes, like yeah, I'm almost positive your demographic is like me. Your demographic is you. So like males, your age range,
mm,
I'm pretty sure they dig the porn, bro.
oddly
Legit.
enough, my demographic, the composite of my demographic is probably what is people who are making 60 to 100,000 a year,
Right.
have relatively white collar jobs,
Right.
um, are in some form of leadership position in their company where they have some input in a component, and then on top of that, they're into pop culture,
Right.
and they have a level of disposable income, and they obviously like women. So, but and then politically,
You're
they
fucking
they
killing
they
me, man.
and politically, they classify as a blue dog Democrat, or a purple libertarian is where my profile is with my audience. I have my audience down pretty well packed. Where somebody who says, "Look, I'm not this woke position, but I do believe in safety nets, and I believe where they are more centrist." And this is why when you're interviewing, not to get too political, they are able to say, I understand capitalism. I'm a capitalist, but I'm not a Republican.
Right.
And my audience, and I understand it very well. And it's very important to understand your audience
And then
because once you understand your audience, you can then market to them correctly. And so the guest position that I take is that, and it's very important on an economic level and understand the income level of your group and who you're speaking to. Because if you're speaking to somebody who has $30,000 and that's what they make a year, it's a very different market than somebody who's making $1 million.
right.
And it has nothing to do with politics. It has to do with understanding that if somebody leans X or Y, you're gonna change who you interview and how you present your argument. And there's a reason why people like conversations that I have and where I go with things. Because they're
Right.
like, cool, we're actually critically thinking.
And they obviously like women. Obviously.
No, but they
I'm
also
fucking with you. That was just funny the way you put that one. Like they obviously like women. Like that's just a derivative fact. Like they
they they they
obviously
they like women and they want to have sex with women is the point that I'm getting. No,
I get
and in
it.
today's
I
age,
get it.
it sounds weird, but I'm saying it as fact for a reason.
I believe you, man. I totally believe you. And I don't want to disrespect you by yawning during any more of your statements, man. So I've got to let you go. Or I'm gonna fucking make you look like you're boring
Cool.
and shit. You're
So
not boring, but that's what I'm saying. I don't want to make you look boring. Like I'm sitting there. Like that big ass yawn. I didn't want to, like, I was so disrespectful and rude. Yeah. There you go. Now you got me back. And on that note, let's call it a night. Next week,
I'm calling it a night, everybody. Next week is Recess, Kim Possible, and Jake Long, American Dragon. It's gonna be
Mystery
a
men,
blast.
mystery men, no mystery men. We'll message about it. We'll figure it out. We fuck y'all.
We're absolutely gonna figure it out. But it's been a blast, everybody. Obviously, I'm probably gonna go figure out what I'm gonna drink next in the next few minutes. I don't know what I'm gonna watch, but obviously, thank you everybody so much for watching, and I appreciate everybody checking us out. And hopefully, you enjoy these Friday nights as much as I do. And I will catch you next week after my Whatnot stream on Friday around 10:30. And on that,